We are live. It's Friday night. It's 8 o'clock and it's time for Transformers, the show.
I live my life walking down the street, meet the faces of the people I see. All the time I see your reflection. All the time I see your reflection. It's okay to feel alone. It's okay to be alone. All the time I see your reflection. All the time I see your reflection. 'Cause when I'm with you, it seems so easy. Seems so easy. My best days are with you. They are so easy. They are so easy.
Hiya, thanks for joining us tonight. It's Transformers the show. On tonight's show, we've got the new Dracula crossover Transformer to show you. We've got Shadow Panther and a few more Kingdom reveals, plus Newage Ultra Magnus. Can't wait to see him. We've got all the usual stuff. Fanstoys Innuendo is an absolute banter land tonight. And we've got the news, which the news is now.
I talk some TV, and now the news. Don't touch that dial.
Oh my god, news.
I'm also on the show.
News. Oh yes,
Just saying.
Oh, the
I just
wonderful
get so
Ruby Suzu
nervous
is with
at
us.
the start. I just panic talk. I am Paul, your host. I'm joined by Andy, Jamie, and the awesome Rudy Zazu from Rudy Zazu's Science Fiction Fantasy Experience. Thanks for coming on tonight, mate. Nice to see you.
Anytime.
Good.
Drop the ball on that one. Anyway,
I'll
crack
introduce
on.
you next time, even if you're not here. Just next week.
Yeah, we'll just say you're here. We'll call Alexis Rudy.
Yeah.
Right, where are we? Oh yeah, Kingdom. So Kingdom Waspinator. There he is.
He looks good.
Do you know what I want Waspinator? I don't know why, because I have no real affiliation or anything with the character, but there's something about that toy I just think looks fun. Shadow Panther.
Ages ago as well. Waspinator.
Yeah. We've known
10
this has been coming
episodes
for a
ago.
while.
Yeah.
I mean, the reviewers, obviously, we got it months and months back, but, you know. Shadow Panther, which is based off the Kingdom Cheetor mold, I believe. So we had these photos, so somebody got it in hand. I don't know. What do you think? Who's a fan?
I like the alt mode. I definitely don't like the face, though.
Is there a story behind that? Because it looks like a mask rather than actually his face. Or is that actually his face? Beast Wars fans, tell us. There it looks like Waspinator's lost his head, literally. But I like the packaging art as well. I mean, that's pretty cool.
That's lovely. That's lovely. I'm jealous of his body. Alexis is on the stag do, everyone, by the way. If you're wondering, he hasn't quit the show.
He's totally doing wholesome activities as well. So there's the back of the packaging there for Shadow Panther. And all looking very nice. I believe the wave of that Shadow Panther, sorry, just going back, isn't it only those two characters in the wave? Is that wave? No, is that wave 3 or wave 4? I think that's wave 4, isn't it? And then wave 5 is going to have a bit more in it. So there you go. Kingdom goodness. This is Agent Ravage. All photos of Agent Ravage. And the G1-esque Ravage that you could get with it.
And we still don't know if that's coming to the UK, do we?
No, which is a bit frustrating, really. But, you know, we're kind of used to it over here, aren't we? Without wishing to be the moaning Brits or anything, but, you know, we are. I think it looks all right.
Yeah, good guns, isn't it? Guns.
The remolding's done well, I think. Certainly looks quite beefy. And, I mean, I've got reissue Ravage, G1 Ravage anyway, so wouldn't bother me particularly that. But, you know, it'll be nice for those who haven't. Is anybody other than Jamie, I think, thinking of picking that one up? Rudy, is that something you'd go for?
Yes, because I like picking up toys that have kind of, if they're featured in a few episodes or something, like I've done it with Batman the Animated Series and the character of Ravage in the agenda, it's an awesome 3-parter, and I never had any Beast Wars toys at all ever. So yeah, I'd be interested in picking up that one. I just hope it's good feel. It looks cheap, in my own personal opinion. But yeah, I'd still want to pick it up for kind of nostalgia reasons.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
Up there.
Not necessarily pick up and play.
Without going into a whole conversation about it, I do feel the more as we get further into Kingdom, some of the figures at least are starting to feel a bit cheaper and not quite as, fantastic as the ones that we were getting earlier on. But then that's again just my personal opinion. Kingdom Tracks. Oh dear God!
It's because Kingdom's Tracks should have been a Voyager. It's the fact they made it a deluxe. That's where they went wrong.
Well, they've set the bar really high with Cyclonus for me.
That's it.
And now I'm comparing every Transformer I get to that, which probably isn't the best way to go about it.
I was going to say, you'll never find happiness, Rudy. You'll never find happiness like that.
Right, what's next? More news, please.
Seekageddon. So Kapow Toys are getting the second shipment of Sandstorm and Rainmaker 3-packs for those who have been waiting a very long time for those.
As well as In-Demand Toys, Robot Recruits, and probably all the other UK stockers, really.
I think everybody seems to be announcing that they're getting these in, but this was the first one we saw, I think, that was posted on our news page. Victory Sabres got over 7,000 backers now as it heads towards its 11,000 target. So that's good. I was
wrong, wasn't I? So I said that Unicorn started really well, didn't it? And then it slowed down. And this hasn't slowed down. It's kept going.
Well, did Unicorn start really well? I remember it went through a period where it didn't seem to be going up at all. And then all of a sudden they started letting it be ordered by the independent retailers through them. And that, and I think the Japanese kind of
pre-order sites where I was the independent retailers could have people from other countries get it, like the UK and Europe.
Yeah.
And that's really shifted things.
Yeah, because we're awesome over here. Where were we? Yes. Do you want to talk about this, Jamie? Because this kind of dropped in.
When I first saw this, I thought it was a joke, really, for Halloween. A Transformer based on Dracula, and it's like they've used an excellent mind wipe mold and managed to make it horrendously worse. But then you notice when you look at more pictures, it's got a cape. And then suddenly everything's changed. Because with a cape, it's suddenly a much better Transformer and everyone should buy it. Use the cape. Guys, you don't know who it is anymore when it puts that cape on. Because when I looked at the images, I had to have it separate. I had to have the cape separate from the bot. Because once you put the two together, it just vanished for me. I didn't know what I was looking at anymore.
The first images we got, weren't they from a particular site that was putting it up for pre-order, and we hadn't actually had the official images, which is why these images appear at the moment first. We have got some more official images of it as we go on, but I don't know.
Yeah, there's much better images now.
It looks like a custom by someone who doesn't like doing customs.
Yeah.
I'll make Hasbro. I'll make your Dracula, but I'm going to make it look shit.
I don't want to be doing this. I want to be fired.
I think I put on Twitter when it's horrendously awful, or maybe it's fantastically brilliant. It's that bad.
Isn't that the way that we're all slagging it off, and we'll probably all end up buying it because it's one of those things. It's just so crap. You want it.
Look at the fish.
The thing is, this concept art.
Oh, these were concept art. Yeah,
is really, really cool.
Yeah, but still.
And then in reality, it just looks shit.
The fish boy.
I
don't know. I like the robot mode on the fish boy.
Yeah, I like his mouth.
Although, what I will say, what is the thing on his arm?
Oh, it's his fin.
No, like on the robot.
Finish him.
It's got a hand, and then we can't see the other. Or am I missing something?
You could draw it in, couldn't you? You could print that off and draw it. Oh, I thought too much.
Because it looks like that his accessory thing looks painted really, really well.
Looks like he's got a third leg almost as well.
Oh, what am I saying? It looks rubbish.
It's a fish transformer.
But well, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, basically, a lot of people are saying, it's not as if it's a new concept. There's been ideas floating around before for a sort of vampire Dracula character, And you know, they were talking about that one of the old Decepticon leaders, Bloodborne, was almost based on Dracula, or some people would argue a vampire. It doesn't bloody matter, guys. You know, take a deep breath, move on with your lives. You know, it's Dracula. And obviously, we know a lot of people look at that. They look at the characteristic of the sort of classic pulp culture reference of a vampire, which a lot of people envision as Dracula, thanks to Universal Studios. You know, don't start making stuff up and trying to pretend to be smart over something which is just popular culture. Have fun and enjoy it. Laugh at the pictures, be ridiculous about it. But that's just what's cool about being a Transformer collector. You know, everything's just your imagination, and you can make it better or worse.
So, like, we were talking in the chat, weren't we? Like earlier today, and I said it's incredibly niche. But there'll be collectors out there that will get it for sure.
For the cape, you should get
for
it.
The cape, obviously.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if they'd done a Lovejoy crossover? Like, we'd all be happy, wouldn't we?
No,
I saw
exactly.
Would people get a bit confused? Would it be a
Three-quarter
Transformer
length.
with a perm? Wouldn't people be thinking, is this Kevin Keegan or Lovejoy? Would they get confused? Because they're small midgets with perms, aren't they?
Well, they could do the repaint, couldn't they? The Keegan repaint.
I was worried, Paul, that you wouldn't find a way to get Lovejoy in there seamlessly, but you pulled it out the bag yet again.
You were never worried.
It's probably going to be something that people want in like 5 years' time.
I Lovejoy.
It'll be really hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
A signed photo of Lovejoy. That's what.
And then the Keegan repaint.
Yeah, I'd buy the
it'll
Keegan
fall
one.
I want the Kevin Keegan
Nice
repaint where he's
arse.
crying at Alex Ferguson then. That'll do.
Wankers.
Nobody
Right,
ever talks about
Optimus Prime on the set of the new Rise of the Beast film, and somebody just videoed it from their apartment window or whatever, driving by. So there he is, and there's a lovely blurry shot of him, and there he is heading past. And that was
feel
it.
like my life
People
is
got
now
very
complete.
excited about it. Yeah, that's it. It's not just awesome, but it was. People got excited about it. So there you go. We've shown you it. Happy days. And some more of the photos. That's how the cape can go onto the.
I know, it's
beast
like
mode.
magic, isn't it? You can, it's
That just
like
looks brilliant, doesn't it?
yeah.
It looks like
It does
someone's
not
cut
look
it
like
out.
somebody just grabbed some curtains and just put it on.
Someone's really
It
shit
looks like
on
a
Photoshop.
child at school.
Do you remember when they made Tracy Island on Blue Peter?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Here's the cape you can make.
Just
I will
start
say-
attacking our British institutions. Why don't you?
Hasbro.
The box does
Fucking
look
hell,
good.
Hasbro. Go
Well, it's
home, you're
Takara,
drunk.
isn't it? But the box looks great. I do like the fact they've made it a VHS. It resemble a VHS video cassette, the old style one, because of the whole horror movie thing. But you know,
Because that was one of the things, again, if you know your popular culture, which a lot of these young kids obviously don't, is the Universal Studio movies franchise was single-handedly responsible, they say, for saving the video recorders and the video cassettes like VHS, because so many people wanted to buy the Frankenstein monster films and the Dracula monster films. So that was like that surge was kept the VHS video tape market alive. So it's a good homage.
Yeah.
So yeah,
cool.
and then last week we talked about the fact that Amazon had put up a pre-order for Optimus Prime and Megatron 2-pack, which I want to say was the Authentics versions of the figures. I'm sure if I'm wrong, somebody will
I
correct us
think
in
I
the
went a
chat.
bit too high there. I'll dumb it down. Sorry. I'll just,
Calm yourself. This was the other 2-pack that got mentioned, we think, that has Bumblebee and Starscream. But this is from the Transformers Cyberverse Battalion figures. So this is what you'd be getting for your money.
Oh, catch station.
So, I mean, if you like it,
Bumblebee has been in a
Good
horrendous
for you.
accident and has been built again, but not $1 billion Bumblebee. Poundland Bumblebee.
they're
You could
definitely
customize it.
kids' toys to me. You know, I mean, we can get into that argument all day long about they're all kids' toys, but these ones, yeah, are definitely aimed at the younger audience. So there you go.
Kids have
If
better
you want
taste
them,
than that.
keep your eye on Amazon, and I'm sure you'll be able
They
to
should
pick
call
it
that
up.
Have those
mangled
images
Bumblebee.
been like digitally enhanced?
To be back. Digitally worsened.
to make them. What, are you suggesting they've done it to make them
Well,
better?
you look at Starscream, and like the colour looks quite well. It looks like the shading on the fins. In reality, it does not look like that.
maybe
saying it's
they've
worse
given it a
than this?
repaint. That's the thing. They might have spruced it up a bit for this. Oh
Why
my
does it
god,
even
the
look
Bumblebee
like
looks
Bumblebee?
even worse when you get close
Rudy's
in on
right.
him.
How did they do a Bumblebee and fuck it up? That's like impossible to do. You know? It's the same
somebody's getting
customizer who
fired.
did the Dracula thing. Yes, Hasbro, I'm good at this stuff.
Anyway, right, we shall go on to the.
I'm sure these
third-party
Galvatron
news.
shoulders are fine, Hasbro. Yeah.
Lovejoy.
Such a good pose.
Roadhouse.
Get to Fans Toys Innuendo tonight. It's well funny. Right, first party news.
Right. I believe we start off with a little bit of Magnus flavour.
Yeah, so this is the new Newage Ultra Magnus, and it's 2 robots in one. So it's a bit like on Hot on the Heels of Magic Squares ones, where you get the Prime figure or the Ultra Magnus figure, and you build it around him. Scroll through the photos because he looks lovely. That's a great Ultra Magnus normal mode. Next. Yep, it's good.
I do love your in-depth.
Analysis.
Yep, it's good.
If I was in charge of the news each week, this is what it'd be. Yep, that's the news.
Yeah, it's
Next.
blue and red.
Move
It's
on.
got a bit of white
Everyone
there.
knows what Ultra Magnus looks like, don't we?
It's a truck.
Ultra who?
It's cool.
Oh,
Those
it's got
doors
open
open.
doors.
Yeah, it's a bit good.
Doors
Good
must
deeds.
be tiny.
Nice bit of blue plastic for the glass. I like that touch.
Yeah,
Well,
and talking about the
we're coming out with all
touch.
the technical terms now. You just watch us.
Talking about the
Tinted.
touch, you can zoom into his chest and you can get the Matrix out. I
Yeah,
don't like
Matrix
how
in
they've
there,
done
isn't
it.
there?
They've done 2 flappy panels, and yeah, I don't like it. Looks like someone's left a
That's
hair.
gonna, people with OCD and their clean lines are going to struggle with that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's not for me. So yeah, he looks really, really good. What's next?
I don't
You
know.
see his
That's
arms
what
there,
you tell
though.
you.
Oh, I've done
Pose.
That's cool.
There
isn't
you
it?
go.
That's a shot, though.
Great
That's an
pose.
absolute money
That's
shot.
the money shot. Yeah, we love that.
John Travolta.
Next is Rubbish, which is Mech Fans Toys Blur. And we saw their hot rod, didn't we, a couple of weeks ago or last week?
It was last week,
that
wasn't it?
impressive. Yeah, but this does look really detailed. Does look good. Looks quite
So
like
when's this
Titan's
out? A
Return.
year and a half?
End of the year. We're hoping for.
Really?
Fingers crossed.
Hoping for.
I am.
Because they reveal stuff and then a year and a half later, oh yeah, Wheeljack's coming out now.
Fans Toys are the worst of that. Mech Fans Toys aren't too bad, but they can be quite wanky, can't they? Good gun. I'm trying to do the comments at the same time and comment. I don't know who this is. Next.
This
Looks like one of the Fallen, doesn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a third-party Fallen figure, and for the life of me, I couldn't find it. So, Alexis, if you're out there, if you're still conscious, then drop us a line and let us know. But it does look pretty cool. I bet it costs a bloody fortune, but it looks nice.
Do you know, see if he comes on next week and that's all smug saying he didn't know third party news. Do you want to tell him that's because we ask you to write about it?
Yeah.
Fucking write
Should
me
we
a
just
comment.
quote him now that every week we tell everybody, if you're going to put something into the news chat to go on the show, make sure you tell us what it is just in case you're not there. And every time he doesn't.
RJ saying it's Flame Toys. Cool if it is.
Thank you, RJ.
All right, keep going. I'll
looks-
rush you onto Fans Toys Innuendo.
And then these got shared just in our chat, but they're pretty cool, so I thought it was worth having a look at them again.
Definitely.
Who doesn't love a
Got 'em
bit
on
of
pre-order.
Centurions?
Have you got them?
I've got them on
You
pre-order,
ordered
yeah.
them?
I
Who
bet
did you pre-order from?
Richard's going to be all over these. Good old
What's it,
Zort Rider.
£80
Something like that.
Each.
each.
$89.
Ah.
So they were $59 each.
And where's this from?
Ramen Toys.
Ramen Toys, do they not just sell ramen? I don't know what.
No, that's the company name. It's literally like 3 guys.
Paul, that was the cue for that trumpet sound. Just
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, they look all right.
Two
Don't
into
they?
the
Paul's
comments.
just super focused.
Paul sits and reads the
Comments.
comments and just chills out.
Because it covers my face as well. I sit here picking my skin and you don't even realise.
For all I know, you're just putting up a big picture of Lovejoy constantly.
That's for the after show.
No problem with that.
Anyway, that was the news that we had.
Cool. Right, it's now time for Fans Toys Innuendo. On today's Fans Toys Innuendo, we're doing something different. So, it's the usual theme, but today what you need to do is you need to piece the clues together to understand which Fans Toys robot I'm talking about. This is just a quick segment. If it's the first time you've watched the show, it won't last longer than a minute. So, first of all, we get the picture up. So, this is from the Fans Toys Facebook group. We show you a picture. You have to guess what Transformer is beneath it, because I've doctored the image. Only slightly, you might notice. So that's the first picture. So all these pictures are lookalikes of celebrities. So you have to guess who the celebrity is. So who is this lookalike trying to impersonate?
Des Lynam.
Yes. Right, now remember the first letter of his name.
What? Des or Lynam?
No, letter, not word.
I know, but
First,
first name or
sorry.
second name? Be specific.
Sorry, first name. First name.
Right, D. D for Des.
D. Okay, right. Next one. Who is this?
Rocky Dennis.
It's really fun.
Alexis.
A ghost. She's a host.
Oh, and Alexis wanted to hire tonight.
Oh my
She's
God,
a
is that
host.
supposed to be Amanda Holden?
Oh my
Jesus
goodness,
Christ.
it is. Look at that.
They're like
It's
Oh,
twins.
that's no way. Sorry. This is a facade.
Does somebody pay money for
Right, next one. Who's that meant to be?
Michelle
Colin
Pfeiffer.
Farrell.
Colin Farrell. So what have we got so
God,
far?
look at that hair, mate.
DAC?
Glorious. DAC. Right, final one. Who's that?
It's actually real person.
Is that Les Dennis?
That's
Is it
Les Dennis?
Yeah, that's
That's
actual
that-
Les Dennis. That's not looking.
Yeah, it's actual Les
I
Dennis.
was going to say, that is Les Dennis.
Yeah,
Does he
Imagine
get
he
work
does
as a
it-
lookalike now?
it's just Les Dennis. Right, so now you have to work out the conundrum. So, what letters have you got?
Dackle.
DH. No,
And-
DS.
Did we have an S?
What?
DS and DSC.
So, cool,
And-
you've got that. Now, if Alexis wasn't here, what would be the third letter? How many of us would there be? If Rudy wasn't taking his place, how many of us would there be if we lost Alexis? We can just do 4 minus 1 if you want, if that's easier.
3.
Yep. And what's the third letter from that? D.
R. Oh, the third letter from those letters.
C.
R.
C. Is it C?
C. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
C.
transformer starts with C?
Lots.
I'll give you a clue.
Crocodilatron.
Well,
It was Croc.
how did that work
dear
out?
God.
How C the third letter from D?
Hey,
God,
look,
that's,
I
That
don't
seems
make
like
this up.
so much
segment
hard
is
work, that did.
awkward.
I don't make
That's so much
this
hard
up.
work.
That was brilliant. That's what people
Was
say.
the juice worth the squeeze? Is the answer.
Right.
To the question you asked there.
Was the juice worth the squeeze? Right, it's now time for pickups.
We now return to the Transformers.
Did you get anything this week, Rudy? Guest.
Not in the last few days, but I did at the tail end of like last week.
Oh
But I
yeah.
had like a
That'll
bit
do.
of a I had a bit of a full-on August, but I opened bits and pieces, but I did get things. So I'm on a Transformers show. I actually have bought Transformers for once. So I bought
Yay.
G2 Ramjet.
Oh,
Spur of the
cool.
moment, think I wasn't originally going to get him, but then I was just like, I'm going to regret not getting this.
Yeah, it's the Shaggy
he's-
Delic colours.
Yeah, it's Wimbledon in robot form. Wimbledon towels in robot form.
I used to sell
But
them for
he's
Christie's
incredible.
towels.
I'm absolutely, again, comparing bots to Cyclonus. He's pretty spot on. There's no like gaps. There's no trouble. But yeah, he's awesome. I can't wait for Sunstorm.
He's ready for trouble. Yeah.
I also picked up a shiny Goldar from
Ooh.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
God, I looked at that and I just thought that was like a Wonder Woman figure there at first, with that ridiculously bad golden armor she had from the film 1984.
No, it's actually a young
Moving
Tina
on.
Turner.
If I spoiled that toy for you now.
Yeah. It has actually. I'm not...
Oh dear.
And then in the toy stores, hidden on the bottom shelf in this toy store called Toy Town, that doesn't really stock toys that are for me. I always go in there to buy stuff for my kids. There was Faker. So
Cool.
the toy gods shined down upon old Zizou. So I nabbed one. Because he's like one of my favourites from the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is the Master of the Universe Origins line.
That's really nice. Really, really nice. So nice. It's blown
Very
your
accurate
internet up. Sorry, you just
Yeah.
stopped just there.
You froze up a bit,
froze.
Rudy. in
But
mid
it froze
thrust
on
forward
you
with the figure.
looking at him, and it looked lovely.
No, thanks.
Your internet chose a good time to freeze. Did you have anything else, sir?
Yes, but I didn't want to take up too much time. I'm not Alexis.
No,
it's
take
fine.
up-
Go for it,
take up
mate.
time.
Go for it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You'll still
I'll
take
have to
less
go in
time than
another
Alexis.
room.
Yeah, that's okay.
Are we going mobile? Or do you want us to come back to it? That's what
You can
Alexis
always come
does.
to me and I can
Oh,
nip
actually,
out
I've got
and
one
something
more.
else.
All right, cool. We'll go to Andy, and we'll come back to you.
Nice. Only one thing. Well, not one thing, because it was two things this week, which was thanks to Ed, I think it was, who posted the links originally, at least the ones I saw, and everybody else who was posting and sharing the links to Bargain Max. So I got myself Earthrise, Prowl, and Ironhide. And having had the Siege version, I have swapped his gun, just in case anybody's noticed that. I didn't like his little gun. I just thought it didn't suit Ironhide, so I've given him a slightly bigger gun from COG, I think it was. Of the two of them, I'm not a big fan of Prowl. I'm sorry. I don't understand why everybody raves about these Datsun boys. I mean, it's not bad. It's just, I find it a bit meh. And I'm not a big fan of the whole, like, real hollowness. There's just a lot. And I don't know, it just doesn't feel great. I actually still prefer the Combiner Wars version of Prowl. I just like the fact it's a bit different. Ironhide, I love. Vehicle mode, the colours and everything don't really work, so it looks a bit pish. But this, the robot mode with the riot shield thing on his arm, is just friggin' awesome. This is undoubtedly my favourite Ironhide figure I've had, and I include the Siege one, which I really liked. But it was just, I'm not a big fan of Ironhide really. I mean, I know a lot of people love him, but this has made me more of a fan of him. So yeah, if anybody hasn't picked up the, what were they called again? Autobot Alliance 2-pack, the Earthrise one from Bargain Max. Go and have a look and see if they've got any left in stock.
It's sold out.
Oh, is it sold out? Oh, well,
Literally
sorry,
just
guys.
after you bought it. Sorry.
But for those who bought it, it's great. Speaking of which, Paul.
Oh yeah, have you done yours?
Yeah, that's it.
You
That's all I got. Yeah.
So I went for the same. I got a cheeky Ironhide and Prowl combo. I do like the Datsun brothers. I do like this one. I definitely understand what you're saying. It's
Fight
hollow
each other.
legs.
Can you just say fight, Ruby?
Yeah, and he's still asking you to fight. He's got
Just
blood
fight
on
over it.
told you he was crazy, but you
He's
don't
good.
believe me.
No, he's rubbish. No, you're rubbish.
Yeah. You're Ironhide's gun, mate. That's how rubbish you are. No, I do like him.
Rudy on our show is crazy. Rudy, I love it.
But yeah, I definitely get what you mean. Him in his robot mode is an absolute god, isn't he? And yeah, I'm not a massive fan of Ironhide, but he's so big, isn't he? He goes from such a small alt mode to such a big boy, and he's chunky, he feels solid. Maybe it's just because they put him with Prowl. The contrast is like he's all hollow, he's all full. But yeah, the shield's perfect. Yeah, well recommended. But yeah, it's sold out, unfortunately. Rohan said your face is rubbish, and he was talking about you, Andy.
He's talking to you, Paul. He's clearly talking to you, Paul.
It's hard to believe
Rohan
that
wouldn't say that to me.
Ironhide is actually a deluxe. When you compare that to
I know.
Track. Yeah.
No, I know what you mean, because Ironhide he's got that size. It's like Spinister, which is quite big for a deluxe, really.
But they've also got the XX plastic as well, because obviously he's got that shield. You know, it's like they made right decisions there.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't mind that shield. I know some people complained about it because it's parts forming. It shouldn't have to come off. Well, tough shit.
But all Transformers have been parts forming since we first got them.
Exactly.
I don't understand that.
Yeah,
It's like
that's
the
like
There's
saying
Cheetor hiding behind you there, Rudy.
Ironhide shouldn't have
Plushy
a
Cheetor.
face.
I do own Beast Wars toys.
Right,
We're all big Beast Wars fans here.
Jamie, did you want to go next? Do you want me to share your photos?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, that makes sense.
Ooh, yeah.
So yes, I got Anubis, and this was a figure which was released, a year back. And to be honest, I took shots and stuff, but I've just had fun recreating some of the sort of comic adaptations I've done, and it also, gave me fun to go back and redo some of the previous ones I'd actually done prior. So I'm just going to show you, I hope you don't mind, some of the prior stuff I've done as well, which I've touched up. But there's this sort of like one of the comic versions I've done with Anubis. And I just, as soon as I got him, this is what I wanted to do. I didn't care about transforming him. He's basically the same mode as MMC Cyclonus. But I just absolutely love the figure. You know, he's basically the size you want. He fits into scale just like the comics. So it's like a Chug dream come true. And the sort of red backpack which he's got, you know, which makes up the majority of the shuttle, it just almost looks like the red cape. So I love everything they've tried to do. And there's some slight problems with accessories fitting into the hand, port, etc. But you know, they do eventually get in there. I actually filed a couple of mine selectively, just tiny bits, and tested it out until it was a nice, neat fit, so I didn't have to put any pressure or any force in. There was just some other stuff I've done, just readjusted the comic lettering. And there again is I've got Anubis again doing that sort of classic issue from the 117, the good, the mad and ugly. And that's when I really first seen Deped. I mean, I think that's when Deped made his first appearance, was in the Transformer comics. So to me, he's part of the Transformers universe. So definitely for me, the G1 comic UK universe, he's an integral part of it. And I know he's his own copyright by Marvel, but to me, I just wish Hasbro would bring out a Deped Chug scale size. But you know, thankfully, Mastermind Creations gave us Anubis, and I was so lucky to pick up this guy on the Transformer UK sales form. Not that I'm going all into MMC, but again, you know, MMC, you know, de facto Chug are very good at giving you those bots which you miss out on, which Hasbro don't do, and they do them well. So I managed to pick up Voss and Keon, you know, which is MMC Cynicus and Anicus. And yeah, I love those bots. Again, very good articulation, very good posability. Voss, I'm a bit terrified because he's a bit fragile, and apparently you can swap his head to replace with a mask piece, you know, and stuff like that. And that's just like, oh no, I think I might break him. But yes, happy to have those two guys. So yeah, excellent. This is a guy who I picked up Bumblebee's Origin a while back, but I never really got a chance to open them. And absolutely love the figure. I mean, to me, I've always slated Bumblebee. And then, I mean, I looked at it, I figured to myself, oh my God, how many Bumblebees I've actually got for a character I don't actually like that much. And these characters are absolutely awesome. You know, my two favourite are still these guys here, which I'm circling with the mouse, so I hope you can see it, the ones on the left. You know, they're still my two favourite Bumblebees. But yeah, such an awesome little characters, and his body doesn't even seem that tacky to me. You know, it still does a good job of a Bumblebee. If the other Bumblebees didn't exist out there, he'd be a good Bumblebee. I would have him as my Chug. And but I tell you what, the accessories are a bit wank actually, because you know they don't fit in his hand. I don't know how he's meant to hold these Energon bars, but the backpack, that's brilliant, and that's something I actually want to paint and turn it into a proper rocket pack, because that's awesome. But yeah, little homage there, because the fact is that when they always say who were the first two Transformers you saw on the screen, a lot of people always pick Bumblebee and Jazz. They always seem to get Wheeljack confused as Jazz, so there was a little bit of a cheeky inside joke for true purist Transformer UK fans. You know. But when he transforms, my God, it's such a, I mean,
that's a great shot of him with a Wheeljack, Jamie.
Yeah, yeah.
Not to confuse anyone.
I know. Well, there's Jazz there. You know, that's, you know, but I mean, I just wanted to show his size, because he's got a good size to him there. And it's the way, I don't know, I just think it's very clever. I like the way it folds out, and it's not like a shell former. It really feels like you're transforming this guy. And he's just a beautiful little bot, and it looks exactly like the cartoon. You just can't believe it. Hasbro came up with this. I mean, it makes you want them to do a Wheeljack properly now, and it makes you want them to do a Jazz as well. You're just thinking this is what the Siege line should have started off with, proper Cybertronian modes instead of Airfries modes, you know, which should be basically done. I also picked up Shattered Glass Blur and the comic, which came from Hasbro UK. It's a pity, but only Hasbro Pulse UK, you get the comics. So I think a lot of people are getting it from Hasbro Pulse UK just to pick up the comics. I wish for most people who bought this figure, but they all got the comics with it. But yeah, he's a great little figure there. But yeah, I mean, he's just awesome. I mean, you can see the face, but you could turn the head if you wanted to be honest. And you can see like hands underneath and stuff like that. But to be honest, it's like, it's brilliant. It's a really clever little transformation, and it's fantastic, and it's very weighted as well. It's one of my favourite little bots, and I'm really surprised. And like Rudy, I actually got the cone heads, the two G2 ramjets. So you got G2 ramjet here, and I've got Sandstorm here, which took over a year to come. So ordered him last year. He arrived for some people last year, but the majority of the stock didn't show up until this year or 9 months later. But just looking at Anubis again, my pride and joy. Absolutely one of my favorite pieces I've picked up in a long while. Absolutely love that Transformer.
I love the fact it comes with the shield that he had in the comic books that saved his life at one point, and he's got the parts of the shell, the outside, the red parts, like his cloak.
I mean, a lot of people will argue that the thing about the shield is, the shield doesn't really fit anything. There's no ports. But, just get some blue tack, use some imagination. And you can buy these add-on ports now as well, which you could almost fit into things, and that shield will fit.
Did you just say cloak? Kind of like a cape?
A cape. So when it's fully extended,
it's all true.
He almost goes invisible to me. I can't recognize who the character is anymore.
Who is that? Who is that?
Yes, So it's dangerous to put the cape out because you might just think, what's this strange new Transformer here? But yeah. And the box, I've got to say the box is quite good. It's when MMC really cared about their fans, because you open the box and it's got knowing you've got the nice screen there, you've got a nice comic to read as well.
Nice.
I've
never purchased an MMC. I didn't know how intricate that was. That's awesome.
The comic artwork is really good. I mean, it's like, bloody hell. I mean, who did it? They must. I wonder. They give the names and all the people who have done it, and you're just like, that is absolutely brilliant. And it's almost, to me, it's like the G1, homage to the comic character we know. So that's even better. Absolutely loved it. But yeah, that was. I forgot. I think a fossilizer, bit mental, bit fun, a bit crazy, but
that wing thing.
Yeah, Fossil Lords, Lock Lords, whatever you want to call them.
Have you got them all now, Jamie?
I do, apart from the one that came in the Selects box with Megatron. With Megatron and his sort of
you'd be able to do the combiner, wouldn't you?
I think
have a
so.
combine mode.
I actually want to do the bike mode and try that.
The what mode?
The what?
Do you know they've combined them into a bike, so they use the wreck car wheels. And they've made a sort of like cool motorbike out of them. So I want to do that.
That doesn't sound cool to me.
He's only starting more fights.
No, but
come on,
Fossil Lords are cool because
I mentioned before, I'm a bitter Transformers collector. I'm not at all.
Oh dear. Right.
Cherry pick. I pick and choose.
Has Paul just left us? Has he gone to meet Alexis?
Hello.
He's back.
So I forgot about my main pickup, which was this. Look at my chest. It's a girl flat t-shirt. Let me just spotlight myself.
Oh dear.
So Lisa's silly in this. There we go. So
I really wish we could say this was Transformers the Show merchandise, but sadly it's not.
That's my girl flat t-shirt. So
really? Is that just what you said? That's my girl.
That's my
you said my girl Platt.
I got Tales of Arise as well. JRPG game.
I got girl Platt t-shirt. Right.
Winner, Paul.
Rudy, did you have did you have one more you wanted to show us?
Yeah, but I couldn't be bothered to go and get it. I was too busy looking at the beauty of Death's Head. I was like, well, it was really engaging, and I was just like, well, I could leave or miss out.
Rudy, you're definitely filling that Alexis role right now. I'm enjoying it. I couldn't be bothered.
Thanks.
Apologies.
Well,
to
it's not that I
people.
couldn't be bothered. I didn't want to be bothered to get toys. I was more interested in what Jamie had to say.
Could you
I'm
run
not
out and
gonna-
get it now?
Yeah, yes.
If we fill for time. 'Cause I really want to see what this was now. I want to know.
Do you want me to vamp?
It's not really anything exciting.
Oh,
Oh,
you
so
built it up now.
You know, or you could just go and watch my last video because it's a haul video.
Yeah,
It's
do
on
that.
there.
Oh, that's a good idea.
All right, cool.
Plug my channel. My latest August. I did a comedy name.
We will post the link as well down in the description if you, definitely check that out. Cool. Right, where are we up to? We've done pickups, so it must be time for Rohan now. So,
Rohan.
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 Rohan. Rohan.
Come on, Rohan. Come on.
Rohan. Come on, Rohan.
Come on out.
You testing the video earlier.
Rohan. Come on, mate.
Even
Don't be afraid,
presentation
Rohan.
test.
Don't be
Come on,
afraid.
Rohan.
Don't leave me
Do
hanging.
it. I'll have to get another Rohan. Let's try this one.
Oh, Rohan.
What happened? This is
Another exciting
okay,
adventure
Rohan?
of Space Age Jack.
Oh, Rohan, you've gone still.
Or maybe just Rohan's Corner.
Throw hand.
it's a Gale t-shirt. Too much power at once.
You've crashed the internet. Oh dear!
I knew this was happening when you put on that Gale t-shirt.
It's gone tits up, so he legs it.
It just leaves us here.
This
Sorry.
was actually a good video as well.
I
We
think
can't
my
even stop the
sons
recording.
both. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'll remove Rohan for 2 seconds. Sorry, I think both my sons' Xboxes started automatically downloading some update, so just like drew like 50 megabytes per second of data out of my internet. Just as Rohan was about to start. Rohan, sorry about that. I'm going to try and add you again. So let's get rid of that comment. Sorry, Borders do. Great comment, and it's true. Let's see if this works.
Dear me.
I can see your face, Rohan. But you're not singing
That
your
gorgeous
beautiful
face.
music.
The face that launched 1,000 ships.
I can't
You said
believe I
chips,
broke
right?
Rohan. Sorry, Rohan. Well,
No.
I'll try and fix Rohan. Let's move on.
That's fixed
And the video.
Nobody's testicles. No balls touching tonight, apart from maybe Alexis. I don't know, but yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Rohan,
dear.
did you send that in like super 4K? Right, we'll do. We'll move on to.
Well, if I was beautiful, I would do that too.
Yes,
You are
he deserves
beautiful,
it.
Jamie, and don't let anybody tell you anything different.
No,
8K
reckon.
from now on.
Right, let's go into the discussion then. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We now return to the Transformers.
Right, so discussion tonight. It's quite an interesting one. So Rudy joined us. Rudy is a collector of toys from all Emporiums, and we thought we'd talk about tonight some toys we picked up this week, Transformers and not Transformers, which were not released technically this year, but we did pick up this year because we've got some good bots. There were some good toys released, toys that we picked up this year. So, who would like to go first? And I'll go and fix Rohan.
I can go first.
Go on, Jamie.
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm going to expect.
Let's talk about Anubis again. Does it have a cloak, Jamie?
No, I dare not use its magical power. And oh my god, the blades come out then, it's sharp and dangerous. But yeah, it's just an absolutely amazing figure. I think even just looking at the head sculpt, you can just see the beauty which is there, which is this character. And even Mei Lin, who absolutely has no interest in any of my Transformers, she can name this guy in first name basis Anubis. You know, she was even fascinated by this. That just shows you how much character this figure has. I've seen some reviews when they first came out, which they kind of dished it. Trust me, don't listen to some of those reviews because it's a lot better figure than they give it credit for. The ports maybe at the back might be not the best when it comes to fitting the weapons, which you can see there. But You know, they do fit in. They just take a little bit of an effort, but you can detach things and take it out separately so you don't push in against it. You know, which I guess I can show you there. You know, so it's easy enough to take it out, so you're not forcing any pressure. And that's just the story, sort of like 4 extra weapons which go in his hand. But what I wanted to show you there actually about the hand was, a lot of people might, the reviews complained, oh, the port doesn't fit in the back. Well, it's not meant to fit in there, because the whole idea is when you take the hand off, you're meant to just flip this up. I'll just do that. And you're meant to place the hand into there. Then you just basically close it. So that's where the hand will get stored. And then you can fit in the chainsaw or what other weapon you may have. So just be a second.
We talk amongst ourselves while we're just waiting.
So you can get the chainsaw and you can basically just fit it in. And the thing is with some of the reviewers is if you look at the diagram in the box, they'll have the hand or the forearm positioned the wrong way. They'll have the forearm positioned like that. And that's the wrong way to try to fit it in. You know, you fit it in like that. It's quite nice and simple. And it's a fantastic figure. My other figure from just a year, which I picked up, is Fortress Maximus, which again gives me a sort of chug scale version of Fortress Maximus from the Transformer UK comics. Yeah, there's not really much to say about from that, apart from the fact it's pretty much what you could possibly want for a chug scale sized Fortress Maximus based on the UK Marvel comics. Another figure which I picked up is Megatron, which I managed to get for 40 quid because he wasn't complete. He's missing, I think, most of his sort of Decepticon evil parts. But some of the parts he was missing out on, I managed to contact Mastermind Creations through Planet Steel, and they managed to send me some of the missing parts. So that was amazing to Planet Steel, Mastermind Creations. So thank you very much for that. So this was a good figure of Megatron. And that's me.
Real. Rudy, did you pick up any toys this year at all? Any at all?
I did, and I've grabbed one, but I didn't have time to grab the other because I wasn't sure if I'd make it back in time. Cool. So I can go and get it again if somebody else wants to go.
You said that last time. I
know.
Stringing us along. I'll go.
I could go through my entire Micromaster collection, which are all old, and I got a lot of them this year thanks to people contacting me through watching this show, which was absolutely amazing. But, you know, I figured I'd let Andy speak. Andy, you speak.
Sorry, I was just winding you up. I'll go really quickly. Things I've got, non-Transformer related. This was my main thing. So this is Lexor, the Visionary, the evil Darkling Lord, and I got him complete and with his card back, which is behind me on the table there, and all the holograms still work really nicely. If I can, can I get the holograms working in there? It's hard to do.
Oh, I can see it. I can see it.
It's a bit blurry, but you know it's there. And he himself is in really good condition, and he's not broken or damaged. And just like with Transformers, where Decepticons were my favourite, with Visionaries, the Darkling Lords were my favourite. I always thought they had cooler stuff. So that was really cool to pick that up because I got that quite cheap, really, for what it is and how much they normally go for. The wife helped me to complete the main parts of my G1 Octopunch, who was a G1 Pretender I always loved as a kid. I loved the character in the comic books, even though he didn't really do a lot apart from being in the Mayhem Attack Squad, but I just loved the look of him. So it's another one of those G1 figures that, you know, if you're being brutally honest, you love it because of what it was in the comic, rather than necessarily how good the toy was at the time. But that was nice. We had this debate before the show. I can't remember if this was this year or last year, but who doesn't love a Rock Lord, especially one with a snake head thing going on? Somebody remind me what the name of this thing is again in the chat. Somebody tell us again.
Ugly.
I'm going to call him Bert. There's Bert, and he's fantastic, and he turns into a green.
He was
rock.
a bad one, wasn't he? He was one.
Oh, he is a bad one, an evil one. Friend of the show, RJ Callahan, sent me the Siege countdown. Just because I didn't have the Micromaster, and I love these little Siege Micromasters, love all Micromasters to be quite honest with you, and he sent me one, so that was really kind of him. And then the last thing I'll show, because I don't want to be on here for ages, not when I know that Rudy has things to show, just as I showed in the show a couple of weeks back, this, because it was a gift from Rohan. It's Cybertron Optimus Prime. I love the look of it, the figure. It's a big, weighty bastard Optimus Prime.
It's chunky, isn't it? Chunky
as Lovejoy would love
thighs.
it. That's how good he is. There he is. And he is. He's just a quality figure, and it was really kind of Rohan to send that to us. Yeah, and those were the things that I've got recently that I could remember and could lay my hands on before the show started. So, hooray!
Cool. I'll quickly go next. Mine's quick. So I picked up Black Series this year. Really liked them. But probably my favourites was Han Solo and Carbonite. And it was Zor Rider. Thank you so much, Richard. Pointed this bad boy out for me. He was fairly good price. So I also bought the Mandalorian and Boba Fett in the Black Series. And they're next to my bed. They've got their own little shelf. And they look so good. Also picked
You've
up
got scented
Raphael.
candles around them as well.
Oh, I love the fact that we are those people who we don't have pictures of our family or our loved ones. No. Action figures on there.
They're in the way.
Wouldn't even have the wife in the room if we didn't have to. I'm joking.
This is what
It's all right, she's not watching.
from B&M, which was like £12.99. But great articulation, great detail, and it's fucking Raphael, my favourite. Then He-Man, so from Smiths. Just look at that packaging. That is retro love right there. So yeah, it's good to have a He-Man to go.
Wow,
with.
you opened that the box really well.
I didn't. Oh, magic.
What are the comic books in those like? Are they reprints of the original ones, or are they
No,
new?
they're new.
Oh wow! Might have to pick some up then. Just have a look. Look at Jamie. Jamie, you did the look then.
Rick got Rick. Rick's cool. So really love that show, Rick and Morty. If you haven't seen it, so that new
we'll have to discuss
show.
We'll have to discuss the end of season 5 for those who've seen it. But after the show, no spoilers now. Oh, you've not seen it? Oh,
no.
Killing me, Paul.
Bought some VHS tapes as well because I know they're from my parents, so I picked them up. And the final one, and this is, we all have our own sort of holy girls, and my holy girl is my girl t-shirt. So, yeah.
Holy cow. Isn't that from this year, though? So strictly speaking, doesn't count.
You're broken the rules, Paul.
Girl is from all
He's
years.
gone rogue.
Yeah, you're going full Alexis again.
Gail Platt transcends time and years. So
I used to go to university with a lass, and she looked like Gail Platt. We used to call her Gail. Every time I did it, she'd hit me. Great times.
Right, Rudy, how did you go?
So, in March, I think I've shown this on this show before, actually.
Nice.
I picked up the NECA Terminator 2 Kenner-inspired Power Arm Terminator, which these were released in like 2019, and I totally missed out, and it's taken me like 2 years to get one. And it beautifully homages like the original toy from '92, but obviously gives it modern engineering with an incredible face sculpt.
When you first held it up, I actually thought it was one of the original ones, but you can see it's
It's like
improved
6-inch with tons of articulation. And then at the start of the year, I got this from Diamond Select, which is a 7-inch action figure of Tron that lights up under black light because it's all done in UV.
Wow.
And it comes in a box that is like a... You can tell I don't often use my laptop. So I don't know
Radio
where my
cassette
camera
boxes
is.
are back in fashion again, aren't they?
Yeah. So these are like my absolute
That is
highlights
nice.
of this year that didn't actually come out this year.
I do love Tron. I even love
It's
Tron
my favourite
Legacy.
film. It's my favourite film of all time.
I like the latest Tron as well.
Yeah, and there's the
like both.
cartoon series if you haven't seen it on Disney Plus as well. It's not as good, but it's still worth a watch.
Oh, I've not seen that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
give
if
it
you
a
put
spin.
a UV light on it, it all glows.
It's like those girls you see in like nightclubs, don't you? They're under the UV light, they'll light up like a fucking Christmas tree.
Oh, do you
don't
mean in
that? Yeah. It's like some alien creatures coming towards you.
Beautiful. I know for a fact Paul's just sat there the last 5 minutes trying to find that picture because I can see the look of concentration. I thought, what's he doing?
Cool. Right, we're gonna try and do Rohans Corner again. So
Yeah, let's go for it again. Are we introducing it again to give it the power?
I thought we built it up too much, and then you get
Oh, yeah.
we built
Rohan.
we built it up too much, and then you get
Your
shy.
4K.
Now, another exciting adventure of Space Age Jack. Or maybe just Rohan's Corner.
We need to convert that.
Hi everyone and welcome back to the corner. Thank you guys for the introduction as always. This week we are doing a review of a toy from the recent War for Cybertron Kingdom Netflix series. This toy was released as part of the Siege toy line, however was incredibly hard to get a hold of subsequently, and the character didn't actually make any real kind of impact until the Kingdom chapter. So that makes loads of sense, and basically if you want to try and get this toy now, it's very hard to come across. So I went across to AliExpress to buy a KO OS version. It is of course the enemy Nemesis Prime in the fantastic white color here. Well, no, actually, it's Star Commander Interstellar from AOIE. I don't know how you pronounce it. And he comes in a multitude of different colours, red, black, and white, and also has Defamation movie series Megatron along the back here for you to see. But I went for the Nemesis Prime colours, and suffice it to say, yeah, it's a pretty cool toy. It's got some die cast on it, and it's pretty solid and chunky. So without further ado, here he is. This bad boy cost me approximately £20, including fast shipping to the UK within 10 days. The box was not damaged and was reasonably well packaged, considering it came in its own shipping case. He does not come with this rifle. For those eagle-eyed viewers of you can see, this is the rifle that is supposed to go with Earthrise Prime that came with the Centurion drone pack, which suits him quite nicely, other than the fact that it's a bit too small of a peg hole, but hey-ho, a little bit of blue tack or whatever, that sorts that right out. He's quite chunky, he's quite nice to hold and sturdy. And so here is our friend Nemesis sporting the accessory he actually came with, his red and black and grey axe. He is pretty nice to pose, and he's got some lovely ratchety pieces, the hips for example, the shoulders, and everything's pretty nice and tight, not on these Hasbro based toys that you get today. Size wise, he is definitely a masterpiece class toy. Here we have a small ensemble cast comparison for you. As you can see, he towers above all the Leader class and Voyager class figures from the Generations line, also above a standard Voyager class RZB01, but is obviously shorter than Siege Jetfire. Now, this is not ideal for me recreating scenes from the Kingdom series. However, at the same time, it does make him look a lot more menacing and evens the odds in terms of the numbers, because Galvatron plus Nemesis Prime versus everyone else seemed a bit silly. And just for fun, there he is at the bottom next to Spike with his lunchbox. I don't actually own the Siege Prime figure because I hated it, but I went out and bought Nemesis Prime anyway, so there's a comparison with Earthrise Prime. For a scale perspective, it should be the same.
So in fact you actually get no instructions with this guy, which is a bit baffling. Inside the box is quite disappointing. You get a clamshell and that's about it.
And here we have him in comparison with some alternate modes. Soundwave's tape deck, of course, needs to be in there, as well as Dirge and Jetfire for comparison. He's quite good in comparison to Dirge's alt mode, actually. They almost scale up in length. In terms of width, he's probably about the same width as one of the Earthrise cars, slightly wider, perhaps, than Sunstreaker here. And not too bad at all. Of course, I'm very, very rarely ever going to have him in this mode because I've bought him for Nemesis Prime, and as we all know, Nemesis Prime never transformed in the show. Right, so final thoughts for 20 quid. I'm glad I bought him. I'm not a fan of the Siege Prime mold in general, but I really liked the character Nemesis Prime. As I said in my Kingdom review, I thought it was a good new arc as a sort of an evil version of Optimus for the future. What do you guys think? Andy, Jamie, Paul, Alexis? Are you going to go out and buy him? Anywho, for another week, that's been me on Rohans Corner. Catch you again next week. Back to the studio.
Hey boys, we've been rumbled. Well, let's bounce.
Muted you is the best you.
That was one of the best Rohan video flashing back and forward I've seen in a long time. It was really good.
I loved it when he sped up and went fast forwarded himself.
I heard the Benny Hill theme when that happened.
And those arms! Those are a proper man's arms. Those big hairy arms, Rohan. Well done.
You just want to hug you. No, sorry.
Oh, just hold you. Keep you warm. No, anyway, stop it.
Call me Sandy.
Flashbacks there, Jerry.
Anyway. Flashbacks.
So do you have that Siege Prime, boys? Do you have that Siege Prime?
I had the Siege Prime, but when I got the Earthrise one, I decided I didn't need the Siege one anymore. So he went to a new home where he could be loved.
I have it.
The Nemesis. You've got the Nemesis Prime, haven't you?
Yeah. I actually got the Hasbro. I got the Hasbro Netflix Nemesis Prime, and I've got the Power of the Primes Nemesis Prime. I didn't buy the Takara one because that was ridiculous. Something like 70 quid for just the Siege, mold. That was just awful. But at least the Netflix Nemesis Prime came with the trailer and some really cool accessories and black Play-Doh stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of people still after that, isn't there? That haven't been able to get hold of one. It's a bit frustrating, really. But then again, that's
the life and the turmoil of a Transformer collector.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's a hard knocks life.
Yeah, it's a tough life out there.
It's not all soft plushy Cheetos. Not all the time.
We're going to do something different tonight. So I don't know if Andy or Jamie, you could tell them what I type about Transformers After Dark. It's like, if you ever watch Hollyoaks After Dark, it's a bit like that.
Like Baywatch.
We're going to get nude.
Just like Baywatch.
Yeah, we're not.
I don't really understand it, but Paul was quite enthusiastic about it. So I thought,
we don't know what it is.
So I just go thumbs up and smile a lot and go yes, because
that sounds great.
Because I think it's great to try new stuff and be innovative and new ideas all the time. Unless it's like the airship Newberg disaster, then that was a bad idea. But yeah. After Dark is where we throw out a chat invite and we'll get some people. I think Paul wants to preview the video quality, etc. And then we talk about something which is a bit more risky than our normal YouTube show. We don't hold back. I don't think we hold back in YouTube show.
I'm not sure. Do we hold back?
It's just the show with more waffle. But tonight we've got some little videos, some very small clips to look at. We'll be looking at if they play after Rohan. So hopefully they're not 8K ultra high definition. But we'll look at Matrix for the new trailer. We'll have a quick look at Nightmare Tales 2, which is a new game that's coming out, which looks absolutely horrific.
I thought you meant Nightmare with Treyguard.
Oh, I'd love that. Can we not look at that?
We can look at both.
We can look
at all the nightmares in the world.
Oh, so
an idea is like it's already started. Bumble Jumper said Baywatch Nights was false advertising. Do you know what was false advertising? Pacific Rim. No Asian women involved. It was very dull, very boring, just big huge robots.
The end.
That's false advertising. Took me ages to. Yeah, well. That's when the trombone should have played.
It's the fact that you led with. It's the fact that you led with no Asian women. Straight in there, Jamie. Say what you're really thinking.
Pacific Asian women.
Check the dislikes. Check the dislikes. Right. Let's see if I can paste.
I'm actually going to check the dislikes. No dislikes. Yay!
Not yet.
Not yet. There's still time.
Someone did say, "Oh, that's weird. You got no dislikes this week, and Alexis isn't on the show."
Crazy. It feels like Alan Partridge when he spent the whole episode once saying about how they were going to have the strippers coming on or something, the hot dancers. Stay tuned, lads. And then there were male dancers. Yeah, it feels a bit like that at the moment. Anyway,
but better. Also, Jamie, what's the Twitter? If they want to reach us.
Twitter is TF Show UK. So it's TF Show UK.
I can do the Instagram because it's just Transformers the Show.
Oh,
come join
why
us.
can't I ever remember that?
I don't know. I really don't.
There's
it's
a Rohan.
the Merciless. And it's
Rohan, sorry we broke you.
Are we staying on then, as opposed to like restarting the thing?
Yeah, it's just straight into it.
You see, we're all learning. We're all learning.
Respite. Every day's a school day.
See, I was against that. I thought we should have restarted.
Trying to depress. Oh, and Rohan just broke his transformer.
There,
Rohan.
Just a gun.
I thought you had delicate hands too. Now I'm not so sure.
Oh dear!
Look at those guns. Yeah. Also, go to TF UK, Transformers UK, Facebook, or Transformers the Show. If you go there, that's our special Facebook group where we do right bants like memes and stuff, and you would love it there. So now it's time for the After Dark show. We've already got Rohan's writing straight away. How are you, sir?
Hello. Good evening. How is everyone?
Yeah, pretty good. Sorry I broke your video.
No worries. I loved it. Sped up. It was quite hilarious.
It just went mental. I'm not sure what happened. I thought the first thing we could look at tonight was, please chat about whatever you want, was the Matrix 4 trailer. Has anyone seen this?
Yes, I saw this.
I actually liked it. I don't know about you guys, but you know.
I did.
Yeah,
Quick butchers.
Yeah, get it on.
Thomas? You seem particularly triggered right now. Can you tell me what happened?
I've had dreams that weren't just dreams.
Am I crazy? We don't use that word in here.
Hi.
Have we met? One pill makes you larger and one pill makes you small, and the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall.
Time to fly.
If you want the truth, Neo, you're going to have to follow me.
The only thing that matters to you is still here. I know it's why you're still fighting and why you will never give up. You don't know me, no?
After all these years, to be going back to where it all started. Back to the Matrix.
Oh, it's no Lovejoy. Our joined by
Not enough leather, mate. Not enough leather
Dude
jackets.
and Arrowfire as well.
That looks really good, that form, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's lush. lush.
I was sold at Neil
That
Patrick
music.
Harris and Agent Smith. That'll do.
Well,
Was that Neil Patrick Harris?
Neil Patrick Harris is one of the
He's a psychiatrist, isn't he? Interviewing him.
Yeah, at the very start. And the thing
the
is
trailer.
about Keanu Reeves, the reason I like is you know, his gran is Chinese as well, so it's good to have a sort of like a character which is, and he's well known for that sort of biracial mixed heritage as well. So it's quite cool to have someone out there like that. Well, for me, anyway.
Yeah, it's also, I've always loved Keanu. And
God, your shirt looks sexy.
thank you. It's my holy gal.
You just keep rubbing it like that. It looks very alluring. That's why I'm here. It's the only reason why I'm here.
We'll get to private chat later.
Ian, I noticed you've got another one of the headband things on there, and
Pack of six.
you had one in your video in which you mocked the own look of it, and yet you've rocked up on here tonight with
Yeah.
a similar look. We're just going for the pirate look.
I've gone for a pack of 6, so I'm gonna get my money's worth.
It just reminds me of that film. Was it what was it called again? One with Clint Eastwood.
What Eastwood?
You may have some.
Clint Eastwood. Like Primal Scream in it. I've forgotten it. The Dead List
Poet
or something
Society?
like that. No, not Dead Poet Society. The Dead List or Deadpool or something it was called. It was Deadpool where they put the names in this pool, and then the people end up dead. He looks like the guy at the very start who's singing that song at the very start of that film. Clint Eastwood.
Oh, you're looking very rock starry, definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's the look I'm going for.
And John, so are you with your toast or whatever it is you're eating.
You do Scotland proud. You're just shoving food into that
Just
mouth.
sat there munching away.
Yeah, I don't care if I'm on the scene. I just fuck you guys.
I've got me toast. I'm eating it. You don't like it, do?
Oh no,
we know
sorry,
we're
Ben.
still live. We know.
Just
we're
bought-
live.
I'm in my underpants as well, guys. Just
It probably isn't something that should be live, but it is.
Borders do videos brought to you by Toast.
It's a new thing.
We need a new logo for the After Dark.
We do, don't we? Something sultry like from
Gale.
Hollyoaks.
Like a picture of Gale.
Yeah, something like the Red Shoe Diaries. It's like it was always on quite late.
Red Shoe Diaries.
Red Shoe Diaries.
I love the way you say it as if, I think there was this Red Shoe Diary. I'm not sure.
That's a bit dodgy there, buddy. That's all.
Or the kind of content we want.
Yeah.
Right. Talking of the Red Shoe Diaries, there's a trailer for the Little Nightmares 2. I don't know if you've seen the first. It's only like 20 seconds long. I'll play it now. But this game looks amazing. Right, I'm going to play it now. It looks really scary. This is This is gameplay, and the main character's in her head teacher's school, and she's running around trying to avoid the head teacher.
Was that the Snyder cut?
Fucking sinister.
I played the wrong bit of the video.
Longest 20 seconds.
3 seconds of terror.
Also, I
scary.
think I was in that classroom when I was a kid.
I was in that classroom yesterday. Have you marked your books, Mr. Liddell? Of course, apart from those ones you're holding.
So there's a bit in the video where her neck, the actual gameplay bit, the bit I wanted to show, and I'll look it up, like her neck comes off and starts chasing him or she, and she's running through, and the neck's trying to grab it. It's horrific.
That's proper fucked up, that.
It's a real shame you didn't share. Night terrors, everyone.
Of course, that means nothing to a class region. That's just...
It's just Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday. Oh, dear.
Oh, you call that a nightmare? I call that a Tuesday. Oh, you found it then, did you?
It's always near. Rudy sent that to me.
What have you started, Rudy? He's found his new toy.
It was to go up against Alexis.
I hope you found a way to use that on your work Zoom calls and stuff like that, because that would just be wonderful. There's just a picture you dropping that in the middle of a meeting.
I actually use StreamYard now at work to record videos because it's so good. And Ian, thank you so much for introducing it to me.
Because we ignored Andy.
I was going to say, I mean, I fucking no respect. Fuck you all. Except Rudy.
It wasn't even an original idea. I just heard Andy say it, and I was just like, I'm going to nick that idea.
Oh, you're all going to burn. Anyway. Hello, Wally.
Oh, we're in the cycle now.
He's just going to go through all the random pictures.
Red Dwarf coming up next. Get your bingo cards ready, people.
There we go.
Chalk them off.
Do you remember those when you were a kid? You used to get those like little packs, and you press a button and make a noise like the 8 different buttons. It was really basic during the 80s.
Like a hand, like one would be a hand grenade.
That's it, or a bomb or something. And that's what like StreamYard's like. If you're on control, you just have this list of different buttons you can press down the right hand side, and you do it until you're annoying.
Until you're annoying. Until everyone's annoyed. Oh dear. Anyway, the Matrix trailer did look good. That game that you just showed us looked creepy as hell, which, you know.
Yeah, it's just not my cup of tea.
No. You didn't get to shoot anything, so...
It reminds me of that, what was it? Oh, God. Oh, was it
Little Nightmares 1?
No. What was that thing, like a 2D... Oh, what's a noir? What was it?
9?
Don't know. No. It was like a 2D side scroller, but it was like all just black and white, like shadows, and you face like a spider that would come out.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember what it's called.
I want to say noir, but I'm just saying that because it was like mostly dark and shadows. But yeah, it reminds me of that sort of thing, like a little 2D, you know, how do you get there, touch and go sort of stuff. So it reminds me of that. But yeah, fucked up as hell.
Did anybody? You guys might not care about this, but did anybody see there was a reveal, I think, last night about Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is being re-released for the PlayStation.
Oh yeah,
PlayStation. Because I sent a link to it to my son who loves Star Wars. He's 22 now, but he still loves Star Wars, and he just sent me a reply saying something like a surprise, but a welcome one to be sure.
Well, do you know what the last Star Wars game made by EA was actually really good. It's like one of the best Star Wars games I've actually played in a long time, and then now they don't have the license anymore. They eventually nailed how to make it the perfect Star Wars game, and now they're bossing it. It's like, no,
what one was that? What game was that? The one?
Which one?
You played the Jedi.
Yeah, the ginger. the ginger.
That's it, yeah.
Well, that's good since Marvel Universe keeps removing ginger characters. You know, so
Squadrons
it's nice to see one come back.
I think I can share the scary bit now. Okay.
Oh, good.
What is joy?
Yeah, we were out of the woods.
Right.
My life was complete.
I'm sure if it will share with sound.
I've not had enough night terrors.
Oh god, that's coming through the pipe.
I mean, at least she's smiling.
She's really angry.
I can tell.
She's
hungry.
And this is the
Drooling
least.
from the mouth.
Oh,
That's a look.
Can we not freeze on that frame? Yeah.
It's still on my screen. Go away. Felt that I needed to
Terrify
yourself to blame.
Oh dear.
That's what grammar school's like.
It's good that we're putting out high quality content like this, and Alexis is just frequenting the gentlemen's clubs of Cardiff. So big hello to Alexis. If you're in Cardiff, pop out and see him.
Alexis phoned me earlier from the club he's in. I won't tell you what sort of club it was.
Gentlemen's club.
Clubs where you're not allowed to phone people on video call. Zero fucks were given.
Look, no, I'm not going to say. No,
Crochet club.
Oh, it's a lie.
The local community centre.
Exactly, like the bowls club.
Dave Wave has posable nipples like Redgar asked, what is everyone playing at the moment? I'm mostly playing Streets of Rage 4 with the new survival mode DLC released recently.
Actually, I've just started playing Streets of Rage 4. Absolutely fantastic game. Good, an updated, good retro game, which should be good against all the consoles, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, you name it. It's brilliant. And I'm looking forward to the Turtles version as well. Well, the new Turtles retro game, which is coming out hopefully next year.
Yeah,
that does look good.
We started playing DayZ the other day, 4 of us, didn't we? We just got on DayZ. There's no map or anything, and I checked my brother. That is what the game is. So we had to find each other. You can't just see where you are on the map. You're literally I was going there's a lighthouse. Meet me by the lighthouse, and Lex was like, I can't see a lighthouse. I'll meet you by the car. And I was like, no, there's loads of cars. I'm not going to meet there.
Imagine being dropped in an open world map where literally there's hundreds of miles to walk through, and then he's like, well, I'm by a lighthouse. Come in. It's like, where?
There's some trees near me.
And Alexis broke both his legs, so his character's crawling along, trying to...
I fell asleep within 20 minutes.
I ended up running up to the top of the hill where there was nobody there. Just ran around a bit in some woods.
I imagine this is what you guys are like a music festival or something. I'm at the stage. Well, stick your hand up like that and do that.
Wave. Where are you? I'm waving at you now, and there's 20,000 people with their arms.
Fortnite. We play Fortnite a lot, don't we?
We do. It's just a bit of a laugh.
We're really shit at it. We hide in the bush at the end.
Actually, I would argue that we're actually quite good when we want to be, when we're not.
This is it. I don't think we are that bad. I mean, we still get murdered by most of the 12-year-olds on there who team up against us, but we're not that bad.
Yeah.
Coordination.
We're getting better.
Sometimes we click and we just decimate every person.
The best bit is when one of us is in trouble and shouts for help, and Alexis runs in the opposite direction.
No. That used to be the case, but now it's Alexis who's dying all the time, and we horrendously die trying to rescue him because he won't shut up until we get to him. And Alexis does this. He'll go, got them. To anyone else, that means he's killed them. No, to Alexis, that means he's got eyes on them. got them.
Well, they should get a selectors. You haven't got them. You clearly haven't.
You're still
I can't believe there's still 21 people watching this.
Rohan, John, what have you been playing recently?
You go first, Rohan.
Well, so I'm an old school gamer. I'm still playing Championship Manager 2001, 2002.
Classic. Yes, Rohan, yes! That's the game. 2000, 2001.
Who's the best player in that one? Is that Michael Owen territory? 2001?
No. So it's actually updated. It's the old engine with all the latest players in there. So it's got.
Oh, right.
So it's pretty cool. And then I do the same with cricket as well for all you cricket fans out there. International cricket captain 2008.
All two of you.
Yeah, exactly. me and Alexis, that's it.
Big hello to all you cricket fans.
Hello to both of the cricket fans.
Go on, John.
I'm playing Earth Defense Force 5.
Is that on the Atari?
Yeah, what's that on?
It might be. So what?
PS4.
What of it?
They got Marissa Fairborn in it. No.
Wait.
Do it.
Got there eventually.
I got both.
Red Dwarf for the good ones, Sad Trombone for the not so good.
Earth Defense Force, I think I played the second one on the PlayStation 2. They had some of the Earth Defense Force games got crossed over, didn't they, from Japan on that budget title? Whatever it was called. But I haven't played the PlayStation 4 one, but I've seen a video of it. It does look immense. You fight against ants.
Ants, spiders, robots. I think there's aliens in this one. Like,
I think there's aliens. Don't you fucking play it? Don't you know?
Bumblebee's joined the chat. Thank you for joining. It's nice seeing people from the comments join the chat. We're just
It'll be a longer stream for ages.
Hello.
Hello.
We can hear you and we can see you. And your lovely display in the background.
Oh, stop with the good setups.
Thank you very much.
Your setup is good, Andy. It's a lovely setup you got.
What, the
two
10 Transformers I can fit back there?
Well, the two behind your shoulders.
It's like...
There you are. I can see your whole collection now.
Oh, yeah, the whole collection. I wish it was. Sell the rest. Don't even like Transformers.
It's just Rock Lords.
Hang out. That's all it is.
It's all
Rock Lords all the way.
Sorry, I do think of these guys, the Fossil Lords. The Fossilizers, just get
Fossilizers, yeah.
What Lords part two? They are rocks. I do think it's a strange content that somehow works or doesn't work. It just depends on you.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of them. RJ's playing Stardew Valley.
He may have said that once or twice.
He's mentioned it, I think.
It rings a bell, doesn't it? Yeah. I think your suggestion to him earlier was funnier.
Sorry, yeah. It might not be appropriate for now, but yeah.
If not now, then when?
That's what it is.
Oh, no, I won't say TFN. That's a terrible idea. Ignore that, scratch that.
I had one last video to play on Transformers After Dark, and it's a video about robots. I just wondered whether robots are going to take over the world. So this is the latest video from Boston Dynamics. Anyone scared by that?
Skynet is here.
I saw it about 6 years ago when they used to have, they were connected up, weren't they? So they had backpacks, and you could still see. And then that video came out, I think, a couple of weeks ago. And they've outgrown the need for wires, which scares me.
I think genetics technology is overtaking the danger of robotic technology. And I think genetic technology is just, it's not it's not under any regulations or anything like that. It might be under regulations in the UK and a few other countries, maybe 7 or 6, but other countries are going to be just moving forward with that. And I think that's the thing about robots. In any sci-fi program you ever watch, robots move towards eventually genetics, cybernetic organisms that eventually they become what made them in the first place.
Which is the storyline of GoBots, isn't it?
Yeah,
GoBots.
Yeah, well, GoBots, the human brain in a shell, wasn't it? Yeah,
Rohan's bringing the GoBots back.
I'm more worried about holograms.
Red Dwarf thing.
Because we don't have enough.
Yeah, we don't have enough holograms in the world.
That's why you're worried.
We need more rimmers.
So what does Bumble?
You can't trust
Sorry,
holograms.
what?
Bumblebee.
You can't trust holograms.
I keep getting distracted by your background.
Sorry, I'm old. I'm new to all this. I haven't got a bloody clue what's happening.
You're doing well so far. I think you're doing really good. Well, the main thing is we can see Transformers, so tick. That's the first thing for them.
Get you in.
Whereabouts in the UK are you?
I'm from Manchester. Well, Rochdale, but we don't talk of that. Yeah.
You're probably on the same Level as Andy in the UK, who's towards Leeds. Just like
You're
in the UK.
Same level as Andy. I'm in Richmond, North Yorkshire. It's a bit higher up and more to the northeast. Yeah, we get northeast. We don't get Yorkshire. No, now that we've left Leeds, we don't get Yorkshire. We get northeast. We get counties and all that.
Do you get Look North?
Yeah, we get Look North, but it's a different version to the one you get around Leeds area. So different presenters, and they don't cover all the same areas. Yeah, it's a big, big friggin' space.
This is the chat I was looking for.
Anything north.
I'm on the borderline of Darlington. That's hardcore.
Geography.
It's just go
That's
to
like,
me.
It's like the ghetto. Big hello to all the Darlow folks.
Now that I've seen that video of that robot running around, I'd like to see him go around an antiques fair, but solving crime as well.
It's a TV show. It's there. Ruby's
and then Ruby, then you will be scared.
In a leather jacket.
Can I suggest a partner?
Would he ride on a motorbike?
Yeah.
What, with Gail?
Gail and Robot. What would his robot name be?
Gail Psycho Falcon.
So it'd be Lovejoy.
I don't know, Des Barnes.
But
Lovejoy.
like, 3 would be like different. Like the E would be a 3.
Yeah.
To make it roboty.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I'd watch that.
2.0.
Chips.
To be fair, it'd get commissioned on Channel 5, so yeah. Put it forward, Rudy.
And do you know you can play the Mad
No, I'm
Professor?
not going to look like a tit.
Look at that jumper. It's a wonderful jumper.
Did you all guess Des Lynam?
Yes, we all guessed.
I got the Des.
I thought it was Dickie Davis at first.
Do you know
Dickie Davis?
He almost looks like that guy from The Bill, the one who was slightly golden.
Oh, yeah, he does. The massive alcoholic.
Yeah.
Looks like the guy from The Bill. Good Lord.
Any man around
Niche references.
Stash.
From the past.
From the 80s.
It's very popular with that 18 to 24 demographic.
Google now. Man from
RJ's like, what's the
Bill
bill?
with
What's
cash.
What is Bill?
He's already
I
said
think
he's
his
not
name was
tick
Tosh,
cricket was a
wasn't it?
joke.
It was Tosh or something.
McTosh, yeah.
Posh.
Yeah, Tosh.
Posh Lions, I think his name was.
Yeah. Which is very convenient since you had the Tash. Which is just, yeah.
Tash
With
line.
the Tash.
Oh, he's up.
Ah, dear.
I'll be a bit Tosh.
Yeah. Rohan's going Tash this week. What will he do next
He's
week?
done all Ming merciless, I think.
He's very mean, isn't he? Oh dear, that's a bit sinister.
Don't
It's
put
like,
them together.
again, it's all gone a bit pageant. Idea for a TV show. Gail Platt.
And there's your Partridge reference for the bingo.
Burnside, he was good.
Get a drink.
I don't miss Luke North because Peter used to annoy me so much. He used to live in, was it St. James's Court, I think, in Hull.
I mean, I don't track where the presenters live.
No, because
I'm not that big a fan.
And it's because I lived in St. James's Court in Hull.
Oh, right, okay. I'm glad you
He was my
clarified
neighbour.
that.
He's like, hi, Peter. Oh,
Stalking is nothing no clever, people. Just telling you now. And it's illegal.
Only to catch you.
Oh, don't say that. It's only illegal if they catch you.
Yeah, because I put milk into the fridge, make sure they've got plenty of milk.
What?
He's saying he restocks the fridge when he breaks into the house.
Of course he is. Yeah.
You really be a bad person if you do that.
How much have you had to drink, Jamie?
Not enough.
Not enough. Keep drinking.
Oh, dear.
The conspiracy feeling. This is actually an audition for Alexis's replacement.
It's going well, isn't it? It really is going well.
What I like, what I say, like from all of you, is you haven't spoken inanely for an hour, which is great. So you've all got the job because Alexis tends to do.
I've transformed a unicorn without even owning one.
Fantastic. You're in. You're in.
Alpha, I wanted to say thank you for your comment about my pictures today. So cheers, that was really awesome.
I said before, your pictures are damn near pornographic. So and your photos are good as well.
Yeah,
Good
they're absolutely ace and pause.
Oh yeah, he is.
I'm waiting for the announcement that Jamie has been signed by IDW.
Yeah.
That sort of wipes his eyes with that one.
To deliver copies of the comic.
It's a living.
I should
It'd be like
those fucking books.
I always remember that lad from Asda who actually posted pictures on Twitter of him signing his contract with Asda like it was a footballer signing on for millions of pounds. Really pleased to say I've signed on for another 3 years with Asda. It was great. The signing
Transferred
photos
from
and
Morrison's.
On a free.
What a bargain.
Thank you.
Oh,
Deluxe has changed his name to Hell Hasbro Reviews.
has he?
Or Hall Hasbro Reviews.
He's
No, it's Sale has reviews, isn't it?
yeah, he always has been. He's on Instagram. Hi,
Oh,
Deluxe.
he's come up as Deluxe.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for tuning in, Deluxe. Welcome to the Madhouse.
So, Deluxe, apologies, isn't the real show. This is something we've decided to do after the show and invite people on from the chat.
Piss
And it's been
partridge.
so far so far.
What's your-
Well, I was just about to say, who can remember?
Ed, good lord.
Who can remember what Alan Partridge changed it to? Wasn't it Bok Biss Partridge or something?
I can't find James to find.
Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to do my show.
I love that. Oh,
What's that shirt say that you're wearing?
Say hello.
Baywatch nights, mate. Baywatch nights.
See, it's not scary when Alexis isn't on.
Look how happy everyone is.
You looks delighted.
I'm joking, Alexis, if you're watching this back, which you will be.
What are they saying?
That's the face of a Newcastle fan. He's absolutely
funny.
ecstatic.
The headphones are in.
No, that's not the face of a Newcastle fan. He's not crying.
That's Arsenal fans
Generally
now,
despondent with life. Arsenal fans have naught to moan about. They lost a few games.
No, I
There's,
can't
there's no such things as Arsenal fans anymore. They've fled.
I'm just going to put my
This is going to
child
turn into a
bed.
football conversation because
Seeking
this
best
is
Easy.
dangerous.
Sorry, Paul's gone now. I've offended him by
Paul's
talking
gone to
about
the-
Arsenal.
That's it. You start bringing that up and he will go.
Yeah, seriously,
But I'm
they need
looking
to
at-
score a goal. Sorry,
Looking
Phil.
at videos today, I'm looking forward to the Matrix. It absolutely looks really good. I just hope it's not just been so well edited and put together with classic music, which just hooks you in, and then it's a really pish mince film. I really hope it's good.
The War for Cybertron trilogy.
They never hooked you in, not me. I was on to their game.
You were pessimistic from the start, weren't you?
Yeah. You're not going to check me, Netflix.
Thing is, he doesn't talk about it much.
No, it seldom comes up, does it?
It seldom brings it up, like Galvatron's shoulders. It's just, it's a.
Well, what's that? I don't think I know about that. That's news to me.
Have you heard? Everybody's
I might-
heard
I
about
might
the
have-
shoulders, the shoulders.
Can I record you singing that next time?
We'll do a song together. It'll be great. The shittest duet in history.
Worst things have got to number one, mate.
That is true. That is very true. What were we talking about a second ago?
Talk about Matrix, weren't we?
The Matrix. That was it. The Matrix. Has anybody seen Shang? I can't even say it.
Oh,
Shang-Chi?
the Marvel one.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
I'm not watching it just now. I'm waiting. I mean, I don't know. I'm not very keen in watching something that's Disney made just now because Disney's awful, dodgy practices, which is still not. And even the Guardian's going for them now, you know, because they were using slave labor from a concentration camp and they freaking knew it. But on hindsight, the Eternal director and the Shang-Chi director both said to China, screw them, and openly talked about what China was doing in its atrocities. And to me, that gives me an avenue and a pathetic excuse to watch them. You know, because
do it.
You know,
You've got to do something before Mandalorian comes back.
well, I think the Eternal director, she was very vocal and been very anti-CCP for years. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and Shang-Chi as well, which is a bit more of a homage to the Hong Kong forms of old. The only thing I'm a bit disappointed in, it's very Mandarin orientated, where it should have been more Cantonese. It should have had Cantonese and a reflection of Mandarin as well. Yeah, except it was very much pandering from the clips I saw to, you know, China Mandarin and you know, American Mandarin, you know. So that's a bit disappointing, especially since it's coming and paying off a lot from the Hong Kong, you know, martial arts area. So it's a bit, but I'm hoping that when I see it, I'll find out for myself. I mean, you've seen it, Andy. Was there like Cantonese and Hakone spoken, or was it very much Mandarin, which is getting enforced in Hong Kong right now?
Well, I'm glad you asked me because, as you know, I'm a well-known linguist. I speak several different dialects of English, including Cockney, obviously, pretty well.
Cockney accent.
What I know is they spoke, as my son called it, Chinese for large chunks of the film. And there was many subtitles, but it was, I don't know. I can't honestly tell you. All I know it was genuinely really good. And the thing that really hit was the humor. With the best Marvel films, it's the fact that they've got all the action and the drama, and you care about the characters, but the humor just hits at the right time, and it makes you laugh out loud at times. And
like our show,
that's what it felt like exactly. And I felt that was the same with this, much like Lovejoy, really.
Oh yes.
Oh, Paul, I thought you were going to drop the picture.
Timing is everything.
Sorry, I've got too many. So many 90s.
Which one was that button again?
So much in the bank.
I love the fact with the Lovejoy one, you felt like you had to put Lovejoy across it just in case. For all the non-Lovejoy fans.
Why would you call your son Lovejoy? What's your name? Keep Love and Joy. His name will be Lovejoy.
I don't know. I've seen some.
I thought that was his
strange
son
names in my time.
I thought that was his son.
What's his
It's Mr. Lovejoy.
What's his first name?
The first name wasn't Lovejoy. I'm
Lovejoy Smith.
Lovejoy Smith.
Joy's first name.
Oh,
Strider.
It would have been hard for him, wouldn't it?
I mean, that's a bit like Love and Joy.
Without Lovejoy. Oh, there's a website for him.
Have good pictures.
Share your screen. Let's see this. Let's see this.
Any pictures we can show after dark. I know people probably thinking of other pictures.
I'm just going to say, I find it remarkable that we're sat here talking about Lovejoy, trying to get a Lovejoy appreciation website on the screen. There's still 19 people in this chat watching it.
Jason.
It's the Lovejoy hardcore.
More people are watching now than ever.
It's all right, we're past the watershed now.
Yeah.
RJ's watching this now. First the Bill, now Lovejoy. I don't understand.
I love how this is how they describe
clue
him.
what's going on.
This is how they describe him on the website.
You can only build up, can't you?
This is how they describe him on the website. McShane stars as Lovejoy, the irresistible rogue with a keen eye for antiques, intrigue, and beauty. Basically means he's a bit of a sex pest.
The ladies love those auctioneers. It's well known.
I'm not saying I've worked out what you should get on your next shirt, but you know.
No.
Just get Lovejoy, but then Transformers the show as the logo. That's
swear,
it. That's all you need. We'll sell like hotcakes.
He's still going to be the same in 10 years from now. I think we'll all get old and Ian McShane will still be looking the same.
He's very aged, sexy man.
He might wear a cape.
We wouldn't know who it was then, though, Rudy. We wouldn't have a clue.
Who
are you?
Because I've heard that the new thing is capes.
Capes are in this year.
See,
so
next time I'm on the show, I'm rocking a cape.
Yeah,
do you know we should all go to TFN with capes? Just walk in. We'll have to wear name badges for because we won't recognise each other. But we have name badges.
My name is.
I just got a flashback to the Only Fools and Horses episode of Batman and Robin. Just as you walk in,
That's so good.
Seriously though, why is that bat got a cape?
Come on, Alexis, we've got to go.
Bat mode.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
I think it'd be classic.
I might Photoshop your heads on that, just so you're aware.
We keep photoshopped onto words.
This is just payback.
Oh, Bergerac! Let's throw Bergerac in there. What a shout that is.
We can start a Transformers clique, like niche kind of thing with the ones who wear the capes. You know?
Yeah.
You're not cool if you've not got a cape.
It did start with actual Transformers crossovers. People are like, oh yeah, Girl Platt and crossover Transformers, and then it turned into like Lovejoy. And now it's just Transformers is completely gone now from the conversation. Now it's Bergerac and Lovejoy crossovers.
We do like Transformers.
We do collect them.
Chef capes, look, thank you.
capes. It's the capes.
Throwing a bit of minder. A bit of minder. Goldstone.
We don't do each other though. You know, somebody's turning up with a sparkly sequin long, the kind of thing Elton John would wear on stage. It's going to be
We
Alexis.
all know that's going to be Alexis.
He's
No
gonna have
two
got
words
out
of a lie.
If someone just wears tights, though, we're getting them out because that's just taking it too far.
Oh, there it is.
I just thought I bet
Anal Fury got with Kate.
to put the kids to back. I put Elliot to sleep, and I thought, oh fuck, I've left the
Wait,
show.
you did what now?
I thought, what happened? No, I put the
Wait,
kids to
sit
sleep,
down.
and I just
Sit
only
down.
thought, what happens if you lot just stop talking? And like you can't end the show.
We just all
so it's just all 7 of you like just not talking this game.
There was a moment when we were doing, was it the pickups?
Just standing there, just twiddling our thumbs.
Yeah,
there was a moment where we were doing that when you had to go off, Paul, and then Rudy went off, I think, to get the thing from the other room, and it was just me and Jamie. And I thought to myself, this is like the moment when my laptop crashes and it's just Jamie on his own.
Dude does the eyes straight away.
I was going to start to do a striptease very slowly, which wouldn't really last because I've only got this t-shirt on.
Oh.
It's like where you represent striptease, like you're just going to rip your clothes off and just strip off this.
Not
that I know that music.
If you want strangely many people have joined us now. This isn't the normal show. This is new After Dark.
It's got more. It's 21 people now. People are joining.
Oh my word! I feel sorry for people like Deluxe who actually missed the show and got this and thinking, what?
Deluxe comes
What?
in.
This is quite
What am I walking into here?
The normal show is available. It's an hour, and then it's 46 minutes of us 8. It'd be funny if there's 10 of us. It'd be like the Brady Bunch. How many could 100 of us trying to have a conversation?
Oh,
on
don't.
the screen? 10
TFN.
Yeah, no one could hear each other talk.
No.
They did you talking about computer games earlier? It was like a PlayStation showcase, wasn't it? And they announced a few things.
Yes,
did
I mentioned the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic was one of the things got mentioned, but there's
Oh,
been tons. There's been loads of bits.
Got a new Spider-Man coming as well, and Wolverine, I think. I'm just having a look.
Yeah, the Wolverine game looks quite good. Spider-Man, I mean, the Spider-Man game which you made for PlayStation 4 and then updated for the PlayStation 5 is perhaps one of the best games that's been made in years. You know, the fact it's probably still the best PlayStation 5 game right now, which is shocking. You know, and the Miles Morales, which was the sort of like the added DLC, very good and very different from the main character, but brilliant games. And it's PlayStation 5 has just not been doing what it should have been doing. You know, they should have more consoles for a start, so people could actually play the damn console. But they've just not been releasing the big games.
Do you think they rushed it out? Do you think they rushed the PlayStation 5 out because of Xbox?
Yeah,
their release date, and they thought, right, well, we've got to go up against them.
And the Xbox has been destroying them. Xbox has a much better system at launch. I had both of them. The Xbox system is easy. It's good. The system they have set up is almost ideal for the Xbox for the family. You know, you pay like a monthly subscription like Netflix. You get all these awesome games to play, which are updated every month. You get the new release games, which are done by Microsoft Studio on day one. But you also get the PC games, you know, which would keep the old buggers, happy.
You get Steam on it as well, don't you? Because it's all Microsoft.
Yeah, I mean, it's really quite a good system.
It's brilliant.
With PlayStation 5 is like just dying just now.
I can't understand why there's so few titles for it. Because if I go into Game or other shops, it's like you see the PS5 section, and it's literally like a handful of games.
It's because America, Sony, has been dictating, hasn't it, what's been happening? And I think that's affected a lot of the creativity. A lot of studios have been getting closed down and moved, and a bit too much American control. Kind of like Hasbro with Takara, I guess.
I think it's quite interesting because when they were saying about the PS5 before it was getting released, they were saying, "Oh, our consoles don't sell until like a few years later." Pretty much when they discontinue the PS4, and then everyone jumps to PS5. They're basically saying, we're not going to sell PS5 consoles and games this side of like release." So they basically just adopted that and said, "Well, we're not going to release any games because you're not going to buy it anyway," which to me sort of defeats the point.
Yeah, but it's kind of like Microsoft's plan in the sense it never expects to make money from its consoles. It makes money from all its apps and all the things which are connected to its console. It doesn't go. It's tried to make a device to get you into that sort of like into that living room, and it's working for them.
Yeah.
You know, out of all the consoles, I would say the Xbox and the Switch are probably the two which have covered both niches.
I love the Switch. It's such a good console. Really enjoyed it.
Why? What's good about the Switch?
I just think for what you get in your hand, like, I mean, I like to play. That's actually what I'm playing at the moment. I've gone back to 2 Point Hospital, believe it or not, because I just love the old theme hospital to back in the day, and it's got such good British humour to that as well. And I just love the device. I like the fact that I can put it in a dock and it's on the telly, and if not, I think, oh, I'll pick it up. And the sound, like the screen quality, all in your hand. Not to mention you're downloading these fairly big games. We have had to. I think we pay for like the Nintendo version of the cloud to save the Lovejoy RPG.
I would 100% Dark Main.
Final Fantasy 20 Lovejoy edition. But
I'd play a Girl Planet RPG where she tries to find her way back onto the show. She's been cast aside, and she has to find the magic Coronation Street cape. I would play that. Not that I thought about it already.
And you get a pet, and the pet would be like the parent hair belonging to Lovejoy, and you're trying to reunite the hair with Lovejoy. Lovejoy's running around bald somewhere in the supermarket.
I don't know. I really can't understand how we've got 4 thumbs down now. It's a mystery, an absolute mystery. Who knows?
What did you get in your hand?
Lovejoy, wasn't it, chat?
What did you get in your hand? You were talking about how good it was to have it in your hand before.
Oh yes, I see.
I used SNES 9X, Igor, to. Can you remember that in the early 2000s when you used to emulate SNES games, or like 1999? It was amazing. It's like you can actually download all these games and play them. But yeah, I used to use SNES 9X to use that.
I've been using Dolphin to play Xenoblade Chronicles X.
That's how that ran Alexis.
Absolutely amazing. And you've got a great, I think people were mentioning modders earlier, a good modding community who have updated the graphics to make it look like high definition, like one of the latest console games. So it's a really good pleasure to play.
Fun as lovely.
Now that's
throw the references, everybody. References everywhere.
Right, I'm going to close this episode of After Dark. Thank you so much for joining us for the After Dark. Bumblebee, thanks for joining us. Arrowfire, John, thank you for joining us. Rohan, thank you for joining us. Rudy, thank you for being our bloody guest of honour tonight. Absolutely.
Thank you very much for having me on.
It's always a pleasure to have all of you guys on. And yeah, I'm going to end the podcast. I won't kick you off, so please stay and chat if you so wish, but I will stop the YouTube. So YouTube, go to Transformers, the show, on Facebook, and we'll chat to you there. Bye-bye.